Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making? Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, LarryWBrooks, a.k.a. the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we have over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network Live. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week. And I want to thank everybody over at the Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm and the whole team behind the Prime Real Estate Network Live, man. It's a great time to be here, man. It's the holiday season. I'm feeling really festive. First thing, I want to thank everyone that's checking us out live on YouTube and Facebook. I want to invite you to get involved in today's show. You can leave myself a relevant real estate question in the comments section. And you never know, I may be able to get to your question on today's show and see if our guest can get that question answered for you, man. As always, man, I want to give a huge shout out to the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone here at the Brooks & Davis Training and Education Center here at 2600 South Loop West here in Houston, Texas. We're here in Suite 310. So if you want to stop by the office, see how everything works here at the Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm family, you'll have an open invitation to stop by and visit with us at any time. You know, today's show is entitled The Christmas Crunch. And today, along with Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm's one of the most talented and top producing agents, we're going to talk about some of the strategies that a real estate professional can use during this holiday season to not only ensure success as we finish out 2024, but could springboard you into a highly productive 2025. So first thing, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. As I mentioned, she is one of the ties that bind. She's one of the foundational members here at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. She has done so much as far as mentorship, serving as a mentor and inspiration for so many members here at Brooks & Davis. I want to thank her so much for sitting in with us. And I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Ms. Laverne Moore. How are you?
Hello, Rick. How are you today?
Thank you so much, Laverne, for sitting in with me, man. As everyone in our audience can see, you're streaming live from the Brooks & Davis Education and Training Center here at 2600 South Loop West. So I want to thank you so much for coming in studio with us, Laverne. How was your holiday first?
My holiday was awesome.
Laverne Moore.
Yes, my holiday was awesome. I love taking a break and spending time with family, eating all that good food. And now it's time to get back to the office. I love our corporate offices where everything happens. So I don't know if you're ready for me to start on the Christmas crunch or you want to go ahead and finish a few things you got to say.
No, you know, for all of the members of the Brooks & Davis family, we all know and love and support everything that you've always done as a professional and as a real estate, as a realtor. But for those members of our audience that's being introduced to you for the first time, Laverne, could you introduce yourself and introduce our audience to some of the roles that you serve over at Brooks & Davis?
Yes. So again, my name is Laverne Moore. I am the benefit specialist, a recruiter for Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. I've met so many wonderful real estate agents through this last couple of years. That right now we'll eventually get into talking about the Christmas crunch, because we do have some things coming up the pipeline. Brooks and Davis has us in a great place to kick off our 2025, because as you know, Rick, you don't start in January getting prepared for 2025. You definitely got to start this year, this month, and everything that we're doing is propelling us to have a better book of business, better, just good business and better business for 2025.
You know, you mentioned the Christmas Crunch, and for the members of our audience that are unfamiliar, the Christmas Crunch is a program that we employ here at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, where we as a collective group of like-minded professionals, we share best practices and strategies on how during these holiday months, realtors like myself and Ms. Moore can not only put ourselves in front of as many people, but also take advantage of the opportunities that we have spending time with loved ones and friends that may not necessarily be available during the rest of the year. So Laverne, as far as some of the things that you like to do as a professional during these holiday months, could you just share some of your tips and best practices?
Yes, first thing, I'm a people person, so I love going to networking events, just being out and about, because there are billions of people here in the Houston, Texas area. So you can't just sit inside and expect business to come to you. One of the things that we do with the Christmas Crunch with Brooks and Davis is we have to make phone calls. We are challenged to call 50 calls on our list, our 50 most sphere of influence, those people that we already know that already know us. That's a challenge, because some people, you don't want to always just pick up the phone. But whether you're doing real estate or whatever your business is, you have to pick up the phone and call people. And trust me, 9 times out of 10, someone is waiting on your phone call. And so that is one of the challenges that we do. Just pick up the phone, call people, remind them that you're a real estate agent. And for me, I remind people that I'm a real estate agent as well as a legal shield consultant. So I have a side business as well. And when you have businesses, it is about talking to people, whether you go out and network. And right now, everybody's having Christmas parties and Christmas events. That's where you need to be at so that you can put those people in your pipeline.
You know, the great thing about having someone like you on this week, Laverne, and I want to thank you so much for your time, because I know how busy business people like yourself are on Thursdays, is when you think about holiday events, you mentioned Christmas parties, and I can almost go back to maybe from Halloween all the way to New Year's. Those last 2 months, 2.5 months of the calendar are so chock full of opportunities to get out, meet, greet, interact. How do you explain to new agents the importance of taking advantage of all those opportunities that you get in the last 2 months of the year that you may not get in the previous 10?
Well, the funny thing is, again, we talk to so many people. We have so many people in our phone, and
Yeah,
it's just conversation. A lot of people want to talk about themselves. So usually you'll ask what you've been up to. Hopefully they'll ask you, well, what you been up to. So that's the point when you can go and say, hey, don't forget I'm a real estate agent, because the last thing we want is people forgetting what we do. We don't want someone else to go out and buy a house and like, oh, I forgot you're a real estate agent. Well, don't be a secret agent.
right.
Talk to people and tell them what you do. And that's where that comes into you're not being strange, because it's just that's a part of who you are and that's what you do. Just talk to people, because then 9 times out of 10 it's going to become a conversation, and we all should be having that conversation.
You know, I agree totally. And the great thing about your advice is that it seems so straightforward. But when you talk about a secret agent, the reason that that term was coined is because there are so many licensed professionals with the best of intentions that just haven't found the way to best educate the masses about their goods and services. So when you're in these networking events and you're in those kind of social gatherings, Laverne, how does someone like yourself go about introducing real estate into the conversation? For those new agents that are kind of like, I try to be social, but I'm not quite like you, Laverne.
Well, it's good. That's why they call us individuals. You don't have to be like me.
Right.
except you do have friends, you do have family, you are in the rooms. Even if you're in a room, oh, I just want to get out and have a drink. You can say, well, hey, what do you think about the market these days? Have you bought a house recently? Do you know anyone that bought a house or want to buy a house? Just ask the questions that will open the door for you to have the conversation. And the good thing about the Christmas Crunch with Brooks and Davis right now, even for those agents that may not be a Brooks and Davis agent right now, but want to join us and join the Christmas Crunch, Michael Davis, Brooks and Davis, we have a strategy for you to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, whether it's making the phone calls, whether it's sending out note cards. It's all a process. But if you don't have the strategy that we teach in the Christmas Crunch, then no, you won't know what to do. And just being part of that plan, I believe it's 2 or 3 days a week that we actually meet. Being part of that, jumping on the call allows you to be able to get comfortable with the things you're supposed to be doing. Because again, who gets licensed to not do anything? I tell people, look, if you're not going to do anything all year, at least do one transaction so that they can pay for your fees. Because a lot of people may, not do anything and then they jump ship because they feel like they're paying, your MLS and all these other different fees. But if you come in and do the work, and you'll get transactions. And so that's what I love about real estate and what I love about Brooks and Davis. And again, whether it's my real estate business or whether it's my legal shield business, no matter what business you're in, you still have to talk to people and have a conversation.
It's interesting. You bring up your legal shield business. How have you found having legal shield has made it easier for you to initiate conversations about legal shield and real estate? Because there's so many realtors that are also entrepreneurs in so many different avenues. How have you felt that having a second business has empowered you as a businesswoman to step out there and let everyone know what it is you bring to the table from that standpoint?
Well, in business, we're all busy. Even if you work a 9 to 5 job, everyone is saying, "Oh, I'm too busy for this. I'm too busy for that." As realtors, we know that it takes months, sometimes a year, for transactions to close. So my side gig is Legal Shield because in between those transactions, I can get right now money, as well as we we have to have clients sign documents every day, all day long. With Legal Shield, you can have an attorney to look over those documents before, as a buyer or seller, you even sign those documents.
Wow.
So for me, if I run into a person that says, "Oh, I already have a house," okay, no problem. One of the things that I provide is Legal Shield because it's not just even about signing contracts. There's a whole plethora of services that go along with that, and so we'll talk about that a little bit later.
No, I appreciate you for mentioning that, because I want to make sure all of the members of our audience that's hearing this interview, that's meeting and interacting with Miss Laverne Moore for the first time, understands that as a businesswoman, you can have other businesses under your umbrella. But as long as you have a singular message, you can market and promote yourself as a business person and service clients for multiple needs that they may have. You can be a one-stop shop. Who, or can you credit anyone as being a mentor or someone who shown you the example of being able to have a variety of tools in your tool belt to be a one-stop shop from that standpoint, Laverne, that when a client comes to you, they don't have to make another call after that?
Who is an example? Well, I right now I can say I'm my own example. But even like at Brooks and Davis, of course, we have coaching from Coach Mike. When we do the Christmas Crunch, just having that coaching gets you to make sure that you have business for next year. In Legal Shield, I have a mentor and a coach there as well. Just knowing that you do have to go out and talk to people. Um, and you're serving the people and getting you again the conversation. You have to listen to what people want and need. You can't just spew out everything on them because not everybody needs everything that you have. When I talk to a person, they may not need to buy a house, they may not need legal services. At the same time, just like we have Health insurance, life insurance, legal services are something that you could use every day. Again, with real estate and Christmas crunch, it is all about having the services and everything you need, being ready for your business to take off in 2025.
You mentioned earlier that you also serve as a leader in the recruiting space for Brooks and Davis. I had the pleasure of working with you over at Champion School of Real Estate during the career fair. For those champions students that are recognizing you now as Ms. Laverne Moore from the career fairs, could you talk about how fulfilling it's been for you to be the face of the brokerage from that standpoint? How much energy you get from meeting these students that are so fresh and new and have so much energy, and just
Yeah,
what is it that made you feel like you could commit to being a part of the recruitment team at Brooks and Davis?
first of all, because when I first came to Brooks and Davis, the first thing I did was to make sure I took part in the mentoring. That was so awesome. The second part I did, kind of hand in hand, was the coaching. The coaching with Coach Mike actually boosted my business, my real estate business, to where I got a lot more transactions. I used to be nervous about getting transactions in 1 month. Once I got the coaching with Coach Mike, I was amazed at how many transactions I had in 1 month that I didn't think I could do. And one time before I came to Brooks and Davis, I was only thinking I could do one transaction a month. With Coach Mike, I did four the first month
Right.
that I was being nervous about doing one transaction. So yes, the just the coaching. When I go to Champion School of Real Estate, the fun part is I'm talking from experience with Brooks and Davis Real Estate firm. I'm talking from already have experienced the mentorship. I'm talking from already having done the coaching. I'm talking from the whole the family that Brooks and Davis has here. Because trust me, once you become an agent with Brooks and Davis, we are a family. We help one another. Whether it's questions, you get a mentorship. And even if you're not in the mentor program and you're a transactional fee agent, and a transactional fee agent is where you're not paying the commissions, but even once you become a transactional fee agent, you still have access to other realtors, real estate agents, the mentor and the coaching. You still have access to everything that we have to offer here in Brooks and Davis.
No, I thank you so much, Laverne, for sharing that message, because one of the things that I feel like is the lifeblood of building the Brooks and Davis real estate family is the student outreach, the community outreach, the mentorship, the inspiration and motivation that all of the agents at our brokerage are empowered to have, but it's something that we purposefully talk about on a regular basis. I want to thank you so much for sitting in with us this week, Laverne. This has been an interview that's been a long time coming. So thank you so much. I want to give you an opportunity to share all your contact information with the audience before we sign off. So please, could you let our audience know how they could interact, meet and greet, and set up an opportunity to speak with Miss Laverne Moore?
Thank you, Rick, so much. It has been a joy knowing you, working with you at Brooks and Davis. You are one of our top agents that I really enjoy. I love how you put this podcast together and just interview different people. So you are a great asset, and I love that. You can find me on Laverne Empowers. That's LaverneEmpowers. Find me on IG at Laverne Empowers. Thank you again, Rick, so much. I appreciate all of your time and just bringing me on today. And I think you said after 3 years, I dodged this. So I'm so glad I finally made it. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Queen. If you ever would like to sit in again on the show, just let me know. You always have a seat. We're here, Larry and myself. I want to thank you so much. I want to wish you the best and the happiest of holidays. And I look forward to working with you as well in 2025.
Thank you. You also have a great day. Have a great Christmas.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a great holiday as well.
Thank you.
Man, I want to thank Ms. Laverne Moore, man, for such a great introspective interview. Her candor and transparency is something that I hope everyone in the audience can gain some insight into what it takes to truly be successful in real estate. Let's take advantage of all of the holiday events, all of the networking events that we have here in the city of Houston and all over the great state of Texas, man. If you're a real estate professional, let's get out. Let's be intentional. Let's let the world know that the world of real estate and the people that are professionals in it are here to serve and help people create generational wealth. If you are a new agent, if you're an aspiring agent and you would like to ask questions, interact, meet or greet with myself or Miss Laverne Moore, reach out to us on Instagram. You can stop by the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm Education and Training Center at 2600 South Loop West, Suite 310 here in Houston, Texas, man. We would love to talk to you. Once again, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure to host the Prime Real Estate Network Live. Big huge shout out to the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. He'll be back with us next week. Huge shout out to our producer, Miss J. Joseph, behind the scenes, bringing this show to you all. And until next Thursday, when it's time for Prime Real Estate Network Live, everyone in the audience, please be safe and be blessed.